Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast, and today it is a 1 vs 1 on Terenas Stand between our blue Night Elf player, HazyFoggy, and up top we have our light blue human player, LookAround. We're going to go ahead and speed this on up to the 8x mark till the 2-minute mark of the game. Otherwise, we're just going to be watching Peasants build for a while. We have an Archmage coming out first, and I'd like to imagine a Demon Hunter. Yep, indeed a Demon Hunter.
Players' forces are under attack.
Wasn't a particularly hard guess, and now the Archmage is going to be moving up top to the Renegade Wizard camp, and our Demon Hunter farming his own Renegade Wizard camp, using that Archer with a Lightning Shield to do some damage against that Renegade Wizard. Archmage gets the Lightning Shield, is now going over to the level 1 Apprentice Wizard camp. He's going to farm that out just by himself, and the Renegade Wizard drops the Ring of Protection +2, a Ring of Selling +2, and the Claws of Attack +6. Slightly better item there for our Demon Hunter. Slippers of Agility, also not a very good item for our human player, so kind of a little bit gypped this game. And we have a Cloak of Shadows for the Demon Hunter, which is typically sold, but can come in handy from time to time. And Archmage now moving out with his Ring of Selling +2 and his Slippers of Selling +3. So he will probably, more than likely, be getting rid of both of those at some point in the game to buy some Boots of Speed or whatnot. Sees a Wisp moving around there, a Scout Wisp, and can get himself some a little bit of free experience here. And I think the his own footmen were blocking him just for a scotch there. And now the Demon Hunter moving up top, knows where the human player is, and that Shadow Priest way out of position here, and going to take a lot of damage. And I don't think that was intended at all. He's going to lose this Shadow Priest, and that was definitely not good. Gives the Archmage another chunk of experience. And now moving on back to the bottom side of the map here. Demon Hunter still in chase, and now he's going to be going up top and perhaps using that Goblin Merchant, maybe buying the Boots of Speed from it, selling his Cloak of Shadows. Indeed, sells that. And we'll see what he decides to buy. Perhaps Circlet of Nobility, who knows? Yep, the Boots of Speed. And we'll see what the Archmage decides to do. He's going down to the Assassin camp by the looks of it. And now using that elemental to soak up all that damage, and the Demon Hunter is not far behind with those attacking the footmen there, trying to get a free footman kill on the way. Level 4 Assassin will fall there. Gloves of Haste, pretty good item for either both the Archmage or the Demon Hunter, really. And now the footman here, less than half health, getting harassed there by the Demon Hunter. Now the Demon Hunter is going to take some damage here from a couple water elementals, and it's going to have to go the other way for now. And we have a couple archers out on the map, already going for that Tree of Ages there, and now going after the Rogue Wizard camp, and creeping pretty quick here for our human player. And now takes that out, and a Tome of Strength. I didn't see if that was a Tome of Strength +1 or 2. I think it was just 1 with a level 3 character there. And now Archer is taking way too much damage and trying to get away, and bought the Troll Berserker and the Shadow Priest from the Mercenary camp for the Night Elf player. And now Town Hall going up, and those Scout Towers already going up. And Demon Hunter caught on the wrong side of footman there. Going to take a little bit of extra damage, and the Water Elemental is going to get in some free shots as well. So now down just over half health there on that Demon Hunter. And at the tavern, looks like he's looking to get a new tavern hero, and we'll see what he decides to get, if it's going to be a Brewmaster or not, which is usually the case, I suppose. And that Town Hall is almost completed, and I'd like to suspect a couple more towers will be going down, at least at some point in the game. Actually has a Naga Sea Witch, which would have been my second guess. And Demon Hunter now going down to the bottom of the map here. Is going to harass some of these troops, and there is no Archmage here to defend. And Archmage is over here at the Goblin Merchant, and he's getting a Staff of Teleportation and a Boots of Speed on that Archmage there. And now Footman going in defense here against those archers, but the archers say screw that, and they're just going right after the Arcane Tower, now trying to mass repair this Arcane Tower, and going after the Demon Hunter there, just soaking up his mana and doing some pretty decent damage at that, but loses that pretty quick. And now the Archmage going after the Forest Troll Berserker, but it's going to be too late, and the TP takes them to safety, and a couple more towers would be welcome down here for sure. Now he's going to make another one indeed. And now some Wisps moving on out. some mixture of units here. Got some archers and the good old mercenaries of Force Troll Berserker, which does quite a bit of damage at this point in the game. When you can get it really early in the game, it does quite a bit of damage. And the Archmage now moving back, gets mana burned, 50 less mana for that Archmage. And a Goblin Shredder now coming as well, so just tons of mercs here from Foggy, the Trolls and the Goblin Shredder. Now the Goblin Shredder is the equivalent of a Grunt or maybe a Knight, a little bit less health and such, but pretty good damage on it. And now moving on in, another mana burn goes off on that Archmage, now down to less than the amount of a Water Elemental in terms of mana. And now a bunch of militia are now coming down to swarm the Night Elf army. Archmage is in a little bit of trouble. He may actually have to town portal out of there. The Demon Hunter is hot on the trail, but both of them have boots of speed, but Demon Hunter is catching up slowly, and another mana burn goes off there, and he's going to give up the chase and go back down. And it looks like this human base will survive to live another day, but those two towers didn't really get up in time for that attack anyway. Now two scout towers coming up again, and the push continues again here, but the Archmage heavily damaged, only 100 health. It can't really get into the battle. If he takes an ice arrow, that Demon Hunter is going to be able to catch up and hit him just a few times and get himself a nice fresh hero kill. And no second hero coming out just yet for the human player. It's still at a Town Hall. Arcane Vault now coming up at the expansion here. Now going after that Goblin Shredder and almost took it out. There, takes it out and almost lost his Archmage. That was so close. And that Town Portal goes off and he'll be going home with that. And now a LookAround has his own Goblin Shredder here, but he's going to lose that too. So we have a level 3 Demon Hunter and a level 2 Naga Sea Witch to a level 3 Archmage. So now, right now, LookAround is definitely out-heroed at the moment. And now we have some Druid of the Talents being created. Ancient of Winds have been made right outside the expansion here, so he doesn't have too far to go. This is sort of like a proxy barracks in StarCraft 2 almost. This is very interesting, making those buildings so close to the base. They come out quickly and get to the action quickly, but it could also backfire on him. And once this army gets pushed back, he's going to actually have to pick up and run, and that's certainly not going to be good. Archmage still heavily damaged, and now trying to run away again. Just really can't get to his own Arcane Vault. He made the Arcane Vault at the expansion, and the expansion is currently under siege. Here comes a Goblin Sapper, takes out some trees there, and that freshly budding guard tower there. Another guard tower coming up. I'd like to see an arcane tower, so at least it would do damage, heavy damage to the Druids of the Talon and the heroes, taking out the mana, doing that little extra bonus damage. And now teleports back to his expansion here. Now it can start to heal up. All of his money going into that expansion, and towers caused him to be unable to upgrade that Town Hall. And gonna get himself a free Talon kill there, and it just simply wasn't enough healing there, so he really needs even more healing, but he just doesn't have the funds right now. And once this expansion kicks in for a little while, he will, but it's gonna have to take a little while. And so he's also repairing, which is taking a little bit of money away as well. The Druids of the Talon now going after the human base, and LookAround's gonna force him on out of there. It's going to distract him with these juicy water elemental kills, which provide quite a bit of experience too when you kill one. And now the Druid of the Talon going to go back at it again. Lots of scout towers being built now, and guard towers coming up. We'll see if some of them are going to be arcane or not. Arcane does have an additional 100 range, and they also do pretty good damage to anything with mana, so Archmage takes a wicked mana burn there, and now down to 130 health, now down to 90 health, now down to 50 health, and losing this Archmage pretty quickly here. Really has to get out of there, and also has Fairy Fire on him, so he has no armor whatsoever, so he just takes the full brunt of all damage that he takes right now. And guard tower's coming up like crazy, and the arcane tower already up, and arcane tower now going after the individual Druids of the Talon and taking down their mana to nothing, and then should switch up a little bit, micro that a little bit, and he's going to go after this Druid here and should be able to finish it off. And no, it looks like it's going to get away there, and the militia doesn't really chase that particular one. And now the Archmage is in the battle, and the elementals are coming now. But problem is, Archmage is in a pretty bad spot here. and gets picked up by the Goblin Zeppelin there. And these guard towers will not complete by the looks of it. Looks like he's going to be able to take those out before he even gets the chance to have those completed there. And now going after some of these Druids of the Talon, going to pick them back up and go in that Goblin Zeppelin. And going to try and micro that for a little while here. And not looking too good for LookAround. He doesn't have the heroes, doesn't have really the troops that he needs at the moment. Still pumping out footmen, but it's just not enough on this Night Elf army right now. And the Naga the Sea Witch and the Demon Hunter just going strong here. Particularly with that Fairy Fire. Everything has no armor whatsoever. Some things have negative armor. And Archmage takes out a Druid of the Talon there in bird form. And moving on out again. And so low, all of his units. And doesn't really have anything going on at his expansion either. So I don't know really what he's going to do to get around this. Really could use a second hero. But it's a little bit too late now that the pressure's on. He wouldn't be able to get too much experience on that second hero. But he really needs to get a keep going really soon here. Microing that Arcane Tower a little bit there on these Druids of the Talon. And could take quite a bit of mana from all of them, but it's just not going to be enough right now. And pumping out peasants and footmen as fast as he can, but now there's almost no mining going on at this main base, so he doesn't have too much income right now. Going to pick up in that Zeppelin there, and he's going to make it out of there. But the Druids of the Talon are going to destroy that Zeppelin, and now the Archmage is in a bit of trouble. He's going to try and teleport out of there, but he's going to lose it before he gets that opportunity. And now he's got the Mountain King coming. He did get the keep. He got the keep down here, actually. I didn't really notice that for a moment there. So he is getting the Mountain King now. And we'll see if he's going to run this footman over to the tavern and try and resurrect that Archmage, because the Mountain King will make it out, but the Mountain King has nothing and may actually just die as soon as he comes out of here. And he's not going to really be able to do too much. This Demon Hunter could chase him down if he wanted to, but I guess he's going to be merciful right now and not do that. The Demon Hunter is pretty low, but the Mountain King has no items that could actually get him out of there. Now he's going to go up to the Goblin Merchant here. He's going to buy, and we'll see what he decides to buy. Maybe a Staff of Teleportation, Boots of Speed, who knows? Could be anything. Archmage now revived at the tavern and is heading towards the bottom.
Player's forces are under
at the
attack.
expansion. Perhaps he's going to buy some clarity potions to get some of that mana going and health back. And Mountain King has bought nothing and is now moving out across the map here. And he needs to get some experience going pretty quick. And looks like this is going to be the new main base of the human player, as the town hall here is surely going to fall to the Night Elf. And the Mountain King desperately needs some experience, and needs experience quickly, as right now it's currently a level 4 and a level 4 versus a level 4 and a level 1, and that is definitely not good. But the Mountain King could possibly turn this around, but he's gonna need a lot of experience quick. And now Ancient of Winds have uprooted and are now walking towards the human base, kind of walking away from it, but perhaps going towards it sooner or later here, and stirred up the Murloc Nightcrawler camp. But unfortunately the Night Elf is here as well, so that's just going to add more damage to the human now. And now the Demon Hunter gets the Murloc kills, and he actually gets a Slippers of Agility +3. Why not? And also gets level 5 out of it too. So that just sort of helped his opponent. Now the Archmage super low on health. Super low on health on the Mountain King too. Both sides in a lot of trouble here. All the militia moving forward at the Druids of the Talon. Unfortunately, the Ancient of Winds would tear him to pieces with their heavy melee damage. And so we'll see what's going to happen here. Ancient of Winds look like they're going for the peasants now. And Ancient of Wind now is going to start taking some damage from the Water Elemental and the Archmage. Mountain King going forward. A Stormbolt goes off on the Demon Hunter, but not going to be enough. Not going to be able to surround it just yet. So going to have to try again later. And needs healing and clarity on pretty much both of his heroes. His Archmage has just about nothing, and his Mountain King does have enough for a Stormbolt, but could certainly use more than that, as he's going to be needing more than one Stormbolt here real soon. barracks is still totally functional if he wants to build footmen from that, but right now he's working on priests and spellbreakers. And the Ancient of Winds have been rooted once again. So now when the militia come out and go after these druids of the Talon, there's also an Ancient of War here. They're going to run through the Ancient of Winds and get struck by the melee damage of it. So this is actually setting up pretty nice, and the Ancient of Wonders is coming over as well. So really, these Ancient of Winds don't even need to move at all. It just sort of prevents this whole area from really going near it. Even the heroes are going to take a lot of damage when they get close. And there goes the Water Elemental now, just adding damage all over the place here. Druid of the Talons pushing forward again, and still going strong. Not too many Druids of the Talon really lost throughout this game. Mountain King pushing forward again, has enough mana for a Stormbolt, uses it on a Druid of the Talon. And it looks like this Mountain King's going to fall here. Oh, he uses a potion just in time. And that Fairy Fire doing work here. But trying to get turned around by these Spellbreakers there, taking it back and getting dispelled by the Dryads as well. Spellbreaker's immune to that Fairy Fire, so a pretty good pick here, and the Dryads at that. Almost lost one Dryad there, and the Naga Sea Witch just blasting away with those ice arrows, now just about out of mana, so not too many ice arrows going to be left here. And Mountain King needs to get regeneration going.
Forces are under attack.
And some clarity potions, but just so low. And now has to make a new farm. So this is his brand new base here. And now bringing some priests out from that as well. And going after the Ancient of Wind here. But really, it's not going to do too much for this battle. It's pretty much right now, Foggy would want him to go after these Ancient of Winds because he's not using them anymore, and the longer he just simply attacks these Ancient of Winds, the more damage he can get in with these Druids of the Talon and the Dryads. So he really doesn't have too much of a choice here. Now Tree of Life is being built here, and I think this is just a Manor Tree of Life right now, being built right at the expansion, or the original base rather, of the human, and sort of a slap in the face expansion there. And now the Wisp gonna survive. Not gonna be able to get to it because here comes the Demon Hunter now, and not really responding there with the Archmage. Needs to get out of there as soon as possible. Mountain King having a good time down here. A brawl with the Spellbreakers. Needs even more Spellbreakers than that to deal with all of these Dryads. And it looks like he's building a workshop now. Gonna get some mortars going for that no armor of all the Druid of the Town and the Dryads there. Gonna do huge damage to him if he can get those workshops going. And once again trying to expand here. And now 3 Dryads on the Archmage. Archmage in trouble now, and has enough to make himself a Water Elemental to defend himself, but it's not really going to be enough. He's going to go over to the Goblin Laboratory, maybe get a Zeppelin and try and bail out of here. That's basically his only choice. Well, he could tap a teleportation out of there, but right now he's just bringing him up here, going to try and get some kills in. And back at the base here, Demon Hunter pushing forward even more. And gonna take himself out a Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker falls there and can't really risk losing any more troops at this point, as he only has this expansion going, and it doesn't have too much left in it. There's only 650 left in the main of Foggy space. We have the first mortar out and about, and as long as he keeps these mortars safe, he can do huge damage to all these Dryads. There goes the first shot, and not really. Definitely don't want it really out and about over there. Maybe in between these towers might be a slightly safer bet. The Mountain King may fall here. There's nothing really stopping these heroes from coming in and doing that. Loses the Mountain King. And the Archmage up top here struggling to get rid of this Tree of Life, and these Dryads just keep coming. So really this Archmage is just in a feudal battle here. This Tree of Life just keeps coming, and Dryads just keep coming at that. Now the Demon Hunter and the Naga Sea Witch in the base, just raising hell here. Mortars find a way, but now the Demon Hunter is level 6, and when a Demon Hunter's level 6, it's pretty much Metamorphosis GG. And he is taking quite a bit of damage, though, but he should be able to make it out of there if he can just take down that and then move away from the Ancient of War. Should be just fine. This Archmage still battling with that Tree of Life there, trying to take it out. And the Metamorphosis here just destroying the base. And I don't really see too good of a way out of this for the human player. Mountain Giant is out on the field. That's something you don't see all the time with the higher-end pro players. A Mountain Giant, just a Manor Mountain Giant. And now the Archmage is down trying to defend the base, but there's not much he can do, really. Really low on mana. Can even build a elemental there, but it was taken out pretty much instantly. Now the Naga Sea Witch will finish off this Archmage, and that is probably GG there. And LookAround calls GG, leaving Foggy, the Night Elf player, the winner. And a quick look at the stats. But a very interesting game. And I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.